All right. This is a May love reading for the sign of Leo. For this reading, I'm going to be using the One World Tarot as the primary deck. I'm going to do a 4-card spread, and then I'm going to use probably the Enchanted Lenormand Oracle deck for clarifiers because it gives really specific information on the types of people that you might be involved with. Love readings can be more specific, so just keep that in mind that if this doesn't resonate with you, it's probably for someone else. But that's the goal, is to really try and dive deep with you guys. So I think I want to pull one clarifier for Five of Pentacles. This position represents sort of the main theme of the reading. And Five of Pentacles can represent maybe feeling distant from your partner or some isolation. So I'm going to pull from, this is my Grimalkin deck, sort of my main deck. I'm just going to pull clarifier on Five of Pentacles. And I'm going to pull one clarifier for the Magician. In this spread, I think the Magician is trying to give sort of some advice for how to manage the situation. So I'd like a little bit more clarity on that. All right, Leo. So a couple of themes here. I will say this reading this month seems to be geared towards people who are mostly geared towards people who are in relationships already. We do have one card that's interesting. This card actually represents speed dating, or can represent speed dating. So did want to point that out there for the singles, the single Leos. For those of you that are in relationships, the main theme seems to be that maybe you're feeling a little bit distant from your partner or a little bit isolated at this time. This could be literal, like geographic isolation. Maybe your partner's away from you right now, or you're in a long distance relationship. Um, but this isolation, some of the themes around it, which could potentially be causes, are overall life stress. That's what the 10 of Wands can represent. Just stress in general, which I think we all are under a lot of stress right now. So, very understandable. Four of Pentacles in a love reading can represent jealousy or sort of holding on to things that happened in the past. Whether that be you or your partner, it's hard to tell, but just something to keep in mind. So, those are like potential causes for this isolation. When I see that, I pulled Temperance as a clarifier for this Five of Pentacles. So, another theme here could be that one of you needs to work on sort of managing your emotions. Um, Four of Pentacles can also represent being a little too clingy in a partnership. So either yourself or your partner may need to work on that sort of behavior. So a little bit of need for some self improvement. Um, its Temperance is can also be a little bit of a justice card. So just sort of making sure that your relationship is equal on both sides. You're both getting your needs met, and of course relationships are work. So that's just sort of one theme I see. What's really cool is you got two major arcana cards here, and they're sort of in the same position because I pulled this as the clarifier. To me, the Magician is a really one of my favorite cards, and you can see there's actually some pink flowers here which match the flowers in this reading. And what it's telling me here is there needs to be a little bit of creativity to how you can overcome this kind of distance. The Hanged Man can represent letting go of control. So if you are the one that's being a little clingy, maybe afraid of things, negative things in the past repeating yourself, the cards are saying you can let go a little bit and just focus on the present. Enjoy your partner for who they are in this moment, is what the Hangman would tell me. The reason I think there's some need for some creativity is because I also see this card, which in the Enchanted Lenormand Oracle deck, it's a ship, and it can literally represent travel. Um, in a love reading, I almost think of it as like some just change, some needed change. Maybe change up your routine, um, have do a different type of date night. If you are long distance, maybe actually go visit your partner if you can, see if you can make that work. Because this really does represent travel, which I know cannot is not always possible. But if you can make that happen. This card here, if you're single, it's suggesting speed dating, which is always fun. Um, I've actually met some really great friends through speed dating. Shout out if you know who you are. um, but this card can represent also community. So if it's stress, this 10 of Wands that is getting affecting your partnership, the cards are saying go ahead and reach out for help. Um, Look for that support network if you can. There's many ways to get support. You can look into even religious organizations, nonprofits, different things, depending on what the stress is in your life. If it's financial, emotional, spiritual. Uh, it's the magician is literally about finding that, being creative to find what it is that you need to help your situation. And then this card here, you can kind of see it looks like a little bit of a sad cloud. Um, to me, when I see this in a love reading, he represents, there's a little bit of confusion. And to me, that's you need to communicate with your partner. And of course, that's always a challenge. But if one of you is unhappy, or if one of you is maybe feeling a little stuck in the past or stressed, communication is so key for partnerships. Um, so that's what that would represent for me. These Lenormand cards are sort of like clarifiers to me in a love reading. Um, but yeah, the positive note is that there's solutions out there. You just need to get creative, work with your partner, possibly go on to take a little vacation, um, and you guys can definitely get through it. But yes, excited to see what happens in love for you, Leo.